I just got obsessed with learning the tax code and how they have to foreclose in my area, and it made everything easy. I was going to, and just the stuff that I'm doing, I was just learning that. I picked up, extra 20, 30,000 without actually doing anything a month by learning, by just reading the state statute.
By being a resource, because it's the same thing with that. Like whenever you know the tax code, I could be like, hey, like, yeah, I know, like you're coming at me and you're saying, well, they already took it for taxes. Okay, well, if I know that you can redeem it, and I know that we can go to True Title and they can redeem it, in weeks. Everything that you thought was the truth is now not. But it's like having that competitive advantage and being a resource to people, and that's why it's so important to know the foreclosure process, to know what an auction date means, to know what pre-foreclosure is, to know all these things, because then you can come into a room and be like, hey, this is how I can help you, and this is why. Like, this is the information.
They call you as the expert. So when you get in that house, you got to know more than they know, or you're going to look stupid. So it's more than just like the after repair value, the cost of this. It's like, what situation? We're problem solvers.
Yep.
Right? Like we're brain surgeons. If you don't know how to cut open the head and fix the brain, you don't need to go on that call.
Yep.
So I would think a lot of people spend more time educating yourself and just reading boring stuff.
Yep.
Between those lines.
Yep. And I mean, and there's a catch-22 with that of like not taking action because you're like so entrenched in like learning the foreclosure process. And let me be honest, like unless you are partnering with someone, like you're bringing someone a deal, like, are you Gabriel? Yeah, okay. So Gabriel and I just talked about a property that's a short sale and something else. Like, I would not want him to go through that process by himself.
Right.
Because he would have probably dropped the ball because he doesn't know what the process looks like. So it's like, if you're going to partner with someone like Jason, there's a bunch of high-level people in here, like, then you can leverage those people and, like, their years of research, and you don't have to go do the research yourself. Yeah, you might lose a little bit of money. I mean, he's still going to get his assignment fee, but it's the cost of doing business.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's learning on the job, basically. But at the same time, I wouldn't have gone to Gabriel and been like, hey, this is how you do a short sale. Like, I wouldn't have done that. He brought me a deal, so now I'm walking him through the process.
He brought you value.
Yeah.
You get value back.
Yep. So it's like, it's different than just going, and you might not get a foreclosure. So it's like, do you want to spend the time digging into something before you even get that? So it's kind of a cost value, speed of implementation.
Christina, earlier you talked about like money coming in from out of the state and out of the country. How do you like find those contacts when you're looking for people to partner with? If you're going beyond wholesaling, and you're at the point where you're investing and you want to hold.
So everyone that I have helped that is investing into me, I've actually wholesaled to. Yeah. So that's how you do it. You add value. So that's what happens so many times is that we're so focused on a small little lick. Like we're so focused on $3,000, $5,000. You're so focused on the short term. We talk about it all the time. So I'm backed by Israeli money, basically. That's why if you ever send me a deal, I can tell you really fast. If I'm going to buy it, I'm going to buy it. Facts.
And that starts with a conversation.
So, no, that started with a wholesale. One, he asked me for a favor. I did the favor. He asked me if I could drive by a property, which I wouldn't do normally. Because, I mean, that's the average person thinks, why would I go do that for someone? I'm not making money off of them. I did it. I sold him a couple more. Now, I'm 40% owner. I get equity on every fucking deal. I mean, it's a no-brainer for me. So it's building that from the beginning. It's like, don't be so focused on $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 that you forget that there's $100 million on the table. I'm not in this for this year. You guys are gonna see me forever.
That's right. Talking my talk.
That's my hype man.
You know it.
There's definitely a long play to this real estate, and that's why I tell a lot of people, like, if you're getting in this just for the money now, which some people need money now, right?
Yeah, no, and you can get.
But there's you gotta think for the long term. There's a long end to this, very long end to this.
And it's even the reason why Max is building his rental portfolio. I mean, him and I both started just all of my money was just wholesale. I didn't know that I knew that I wanted to own rental properties, but I always thought I had to have buttloads of money. And then I started implementing seller financing, subject to different strategies that allow me to have different options when presenting to a seller and building a portfolio.
Theirs and theirs.
I got a question about the subject too. What would be a good situation, or how would you go about doing a subject to for any specific deal?
Okay, so I want to be very upfront that you can really fuck it up. Right?
Yeah.
Really careful. So one of our really good friends, his name's Brian Arigu. He has a YouTube channel. If anyone has
House Brian Brian.
Yeah. On Instagram. And he goes in depth on like subjects and things like that. So
You know, Chris is
Chris Monroe, the Chris Monroe Show. You know me.
he said, you know me.
That's right. Movers and shakers.
imagines his actual.
So it's gonna be when honestly I've taken subject to deals for like super high equity. Like even if there's like right now, like the house I live in, I bought it, the balance on it's like $80-something thousand. My mortgage payment's $627 a month, and it's worth about $150,000. So it doesn't have to be a no equity position. It can be, but it doesn't have to be. So it really depends on, you have to look at like the mortgage, if you're gonna live in it, then the cash flow doesn't necessarily matter, right? Because you're gonna live in it, so it's like your mortgage. But if you're gonna rent it out, then you wanna make sure that the rent minus the mortgage payment, minus if there's no insurance, taxes, all the stuff, like if you were analyzing a rental. I just did a podcast on analyzing rentals, and there's an analyzer in there that I use in my business right now, So, and all the expenses and stuff. To analyze it, there's a bunch of different ways. It could be no equity, high equity, mid equity, and equity just means like the difference between what it's worth and what it's owed.
And there's subject to, she's right, you can mess it up. My whole year and like 4 months, I never did a subject to. My first year, I probably turned away a dozen of them. And I was cool with that. Because I would rather just not go to jail. And
Freedom.
I spent some money on educating myself on it. I mean, I go deep on it. I do them now. I had a deal like that. It's usually where, like, for example, the last one we bought, married couple built a house, like at the beach or something. They had this house where we were at, was in Salem, and they never missed a payment in their life. They were up to date. They just did not want to have both payments. So it was worth 160 something. They owed 75, and I said, well, I can do it cash. I can pay you about 90. But they wanted to walk away with the $30,000 number. So that was what I was really negotiating. I said, listen, I can give you $30,000 at closing, but I'm gonna need you to keep that mortgage in place. And I'll make the little small payments. And I rehab it. Took me longer than it should have. It took me about a month and about $4,000. And I made $66,000 when I sold it.
We just did what it
That's the money right there.
And I took the $30,000 from a private lender.
You couldn't do it, yeah.
That didn't matter. So $30,000 came from a private lender. I made 3 mortgage payments, 2 mortgage payments, I think at most, and then put it on the market retail and sold.
And that's a creative option if like the spread is like a little bit tight, or if you don't want to get hard money on that entire value.
It's just subject to just a tool belt. It's an exit strategy, another tool in the tool belt. But I take those properties in trust all the time.
Yep.
It's the only way to
we
go.
put them all in trust. Yep.
How long until you flip the property?
Well, because we had it sold in like on the market, we had it sold in less than 14 days, and then the government shutdown happened.
Oh, that's the one.
Yeah, they had a USDA loan. USDA loan couldn't process the government over, so it took longer than usual, but it was ready to rock.
If it wasn't for the government shutdown.
14 days, yeah.
Quick flip, better than a flip.
Yep.
My team's ridiculous. Yeah.
Too many.
But a lot different because he has like he has a brand, like he has a Maxwell brand, and then he has his wholesaling business.
Yeah, so I have 10 full-time employees. 3 work just on taking photos and videos. It's weird, right? I have one carpenter on staff, and everybody else is contractors.
J-Rock in the house?
He's not. Dave's here.
Dave is media, is
Dave,
right
yeah. So Dave does a lot of the flying with me. J-Rock's got a little puppy, so he can't.